Hello everyone, welcome to the webinar, Cool Analytics Features in Yellowfin. Thanks for taking time to join with us today. Let's get started. We have got a couple of topics lined up for this webinar. If you have any questions during the session, feel free to drop them in the Q&A section and we'll make sure to answer them at the end of the presentation. Here's a quick preview of what's in agenda for this webinar. We'll kick things off with an overview of Yellowfin, then explore the main topics. Our focus today is on highlighting some awesome features in Yellowfin that boost the end user experience and make reports more user-friendly. We'll also explore some distinctive methods for constructing complex or advanced queries in Yellowfin using subqueries. Specifically, we'll cover bookmarks, broadcasts, and advanced query construction. This webinar is part 2 of the Cool Features series. So if you haven't already, be sure to catch up on part 1 by checking out the recording section on our website. Small introduction, my name is Srujana Yarlagadda. I'm a solutions architect at Yellowfin. If you're not already familiar, Yellowfin is a business intelligence platform specializing in embedded analytics, and it's part of the IDERA technology portfolio, which includes around 30 different software and technology companies. It's part of a broader family that includes developer tools, database tools, and DevOps tools. A quick overview about Yellowfin. Yellowfin offers two main solutions, one for enterprise reporting, tailored for internal use, and another for supporting multi-tenant environments. Yellowfin allows for easy embedding and white labeling of the application. From the beginning, Yellowfin has been designed to empower customers to seamlessly integrate the application into their own products, thus supporting their customer base effectively. With that small introduction, let's now get started with the main topics for the webinar. As Yellowfin serves as an embedded analytics tool tailored for ISV clients and their customers, it is important to cater to various use cases while ensuring ease of use and adaptability. Our platform offers numerous features designed to address various needs, ranging from providing flexibility to streamlining repetitive tasks, all the way to offering advanced capabilities such as merging multiple data sets. Regardless of the complexity level of a feature, our primary focus remains on user-friendliness and adaptability. We understand that time is precious and users shouldn't have to invest excessive amounts of it in learning or navigating through features. Hence, whether it's a basic function or an advanced tool, we prioritize ease of use to ensure that our customers and users can maximize their efficiency without unnecessary hurdles. In line with the above principles, we are going to review some of the key features in Yellowfin that demonstrate simplicity, flexibility, and advanced functionality. These features have been designed to address the diverse needs of our users and empower them to derive maximum value from our platform without unnecessary complexity. We will review simplicity using bookmarks, flexibility using broadcasts, and advanced functionality through the construction of subqueries. These examples will illustrate how Yellowfin combines ease of use with powerful capabilities to enhance the analytics experience for our users. Let's look at the first feature in the list for today, bookmarks. Bookmarks, by definition, are used to preserve the current state of a web page or a book for convenient access in the future. In the context of a book, bookmarking allows you to easily return to the page where you left off, avoiding the need to sift through numerous pages. Similarly, In Yellowfin, you can save the present state of a dashboard or a report to easily retrieve the saved setup at a later time as needed. Using bookmarks, you can save all filter selections along with the current drill down state on the report or dashboard. For example, as a sales manager responsible for multiple divisions, you may frequently need to assess sales performance across multiple divisions. This usually involves navigating through each division's specifics and adjusting the drill down path according to the assigned product categories. By saving your filters and drill down selections via bookmarks, you can streamline this process and save time that would otherwise be spent reapplying filters each time you access a division. Bookmarks also offer the flexibility to be saved privately for personal use, shared publicly with all users, or selectively with specific individuals. Let's now look at a demo to see how easy it is to create bookmarks in Yellowfin. In this video, we'll explore the process of setting up bookmarks. Bookmarks prove invaluable when you aim to save time by easily returning to your preferred settings within a report or dashboard, eliminating the need to reconfigure them each time. The use of bookmarks amplifies in scenarios where reports or dashboards offer numerous filter options and multiple drill down paths. By saving your filter selections, you avoid the repetitive task of inputting them whenever you need to access the report or dashboard. To create a bookmark, navigate to the report or dashboard on which you want to create the bookmark. In this instance, we are using the campaign analysis dashboard that you see on my screen. There are multiple filter options on this dashboard. Let's apply a filter for region Australia and age group 35 to 39. If there is any drill down functionality built in the dashboard, you can interact and drill down to the layout that you want to save along with the filters. On this particular dashboard, there is a drill down functionality enabled on revenue by media category chart, the donut chart that you see on my screen. I'm going to interact with this particular data set and drill down to a different layout. Now, so on this dashboard, we have two filter selections on region and age group, and we're on a different layout with this donut chart than what we had on the original screen. In order to save these selections as a bookmark, you either can use this icon on the top right of the screen of the dashboard, or if you scroll down, you can click on this bookmarks icon at the bottom left. I'm going to click on the bookmark and let's select create new bookmark. You can give it a title. I'm going to make this a shared bookmark. So title is shared in this instance, or it could be Australian age 35 to 39 shared bookmarks, whatever you prefer on the screen. And you can also provide a description. Let's add that as a description here. Australia 35 to 39 age group. You can either save all the selections, all the filter selections and the drill down, or only the filter values or the drill down. So you have a choice here to make. I'm going to save all the filter selections and also the drill down that we had on the layout. You can make this as a default bookmark. I'm not going to select that right now. When you create the bookmark, you have an option to either share it with others publicly with everybody, or keep it private to yourself. So because I'm going to create a shared bookmark, I'm going to turn this icon off, which means that it's going to be shared with everybody who has access to this data set. Click on Save Bookmark. Now if I go back here, I have a shared bookmark with Australia as a filter value and for the age group 35 to 39. Now let's go ahead and create one more bookmark before we run the test. I'm going to click on create new bookmark again. Right now I'm going to create a private bookmark. And before we do that, let's go back here and change the selections. I am now going to select Asia as a region and change and just remove the filter on the age group. I'll just run it wide open. So on the second example scenario, I'm going to select region as Asia and I have a drill down enabled on this chart. Scroll down and save. Let's save this as a different bookmark. Click on the bookmarks icon again. Create new bookmark. I'm now going to make this private. On this, Asia is the only selection that I made. I'm going to again save this layout, both with the filter values and the drill down path. Now to keep this private and only share this with myself, I'm going to assign this to myself. If you alternately want to only share this with certain users, you can also add them here on the list. But right now I want to make this private and I'm assigning only to myself. Once you make the selections, click on Save Bookmark. Let's make sure they're both saved. So we have one shared bookmark and a private bookmark. Let's now refresh the screen. I did not save any of those as default bookmarks. So when you come back on the layout, you should not be seeing any filter selections. Let's test that. I'm going to navigate through the browse menu and open the dashboard again. I reopen the dashboard. Click on the bookmarks icon. Both the bookmarks that we have saved are here. Let's click on the shared bookmark. So the filters that we applied, Australia and 35 to 39, and also the drill down path are shown on the screen, are applied to the dashboard. Now let's change this to the private bookmark. And the Asia filter is selected and the drill down is now on the different layout than it was on the original screen, on the main dashboard screen, filtered to only Asia data. So we have successfully tested that we've created the bookmarks and we've successfully tested that we are able to apply them when we revisit the dashboard. Now let's apply a different test because we have shared the bookmarks as both shared and private. Now we'll log in as a different user and make sure that we are able to see the shared bookmark, but we should not be seeing the private bookmark. Let's test that out. I'm logging out right now and logging in as a different user. Let's navigate to the campaign analysis dashboard. On the screen, let's click on the bookmarks icon, and as expected, we are only seeing the shared bookmark. When I click on the shared bookmark, the filters that we saved are automatically applied along with the drill down layout. I hope that the video has provided you with the necessary information to successfully create bookmarks. As you saw in the demo, creating bookmarks is quite straightforward in Yellowfin. Now let's look into another feature, broadcasts. Broadcasting in Yellowfin is a feature that enables the automatic delivery of reports or dashboards to end users via email or to an FTP location. This automation facilitates the distribution of reports or dashboards based on a predetermined schedule and set of criteria. In the world of business intelligence and analytics, there is a frequent demand to receive reports directly in one's inbox. Users often require up-to-date information readily available, whether due to busy schedules preventing them from logging into the system, the convenience of accessing information early in the day, or the desire to be promptly notified of specific events. Whatever the motivation, there will be an ever-ending need to have the information handy, and broadcast is one way to achieve this. Let's now explore various options available when creating Yellowfin broadcasts. Reports or dashboards can be sent to the recipient's Yellowfin account or to their email addresses or to a pre-configured FTP location. Recipient can be a user, user groups, email address, or a report. User is a person with registered account in Yellowfin. Group is a group of users already set up in Yellowfin. Email address could be an external email address that can be used for broadcasting. Broadcast reports are run for each of the multiple recipients separately, taking into account their access filters, languages, or other factors. To conserve memory usage and system performance, users can configure it so that each recipient's report is delivered as soon as it is generated, instead of waiting for all the recipients' reports to get done before sending them together. For multiple recipients that have access to the same data, you can set up a carbon copy configuration. This allows a single email to be generated and sent to the first user, with the remaining recipients being sent a carbon copy. Yellowfin gives you the ability to choose from multiple attachment types when creating broadcasts. These are available based on the format of the report. For example, PDF is the only option for dashboards. If the report or dashboard contains filters, users can select the filters that should be applied when running the report in the background. They can be filter values saved with the report, default filter values, or it could be the bookmarks. Like mentioned on the previous slide, reports are run for each of the recipients separately, taking into account their access filters, languages, or other factors. So within the same broadcast, users have the ability to send the same report to and apply different filter criteria. For example, US users will receive only US data and Canadian users will receive just Canadian data. To help manage this better, users can add filter tags to the subject lines with country codes to differentiate between different outputs. Users have the option to set frequency of their choice like daily, weekly, monthly, and they also can choose the time zone and the exact time they want the report to be distributed. Lastly, access to creating and managing the broadcast can be controlled using security. Users can be granted or denied access to creating broadcasts. One unique feature in Yellowfin broadcasts is to tie the broadcast to a condition. Broadcasts can be set up as a continuous schedule, or they can be linked with an alert or a condition for exception reporting. The broadcast is only sent out to the distribution list if the condition is true. Based on all the features shared so far, Yellowfin broadcasts provide a lot of flexibility to the users for automated reports delivery. Let's look at the broadcast features and the application. To create a broadcast on a report, go ahead and open the report. On the screen, click on the inclined Wi-Fi looking symbol to open the broadcast window. On the next screen, click on the drop-down at the bottom right of the screen and click Broadcast. The broadcast screen opens and here you'll be able to set up the parameters with broadcast. The first option is recipients. Here you will be able to add individual users or user groups or external email addresses as distribution list. In addition to that, you also will be able to choose reports to source from to act as distribution list for this dashboard, for this broadcast. The next option is email subject. Here you will be able to add a custom subject to the email and also add a filter tag to identify the particular broadcast when delivered to the user. And you also will be able to add a message in the email here in the next option. Based on the report format, you will have multiple options to attach the file. For dashboards, PDF is the only option as dashboards are mostly visual in nature. For reports, there are multiple options like Word, PDF, Excel, and so on. You also will be able to include a link to the content in the broadcast. When you include a link, the users will be able to click on the link, authenticate into the application, and that's when they'll be able to view the content. Whereas if you attach a Excel file, let's say, it's going to be a static file disconnected from Yellowfin. The next option is user prompt filters. You will be able to choose the filter values that should be used when running the broadcast in the background. It could be the current filter values that are saved with the report or the default filter values. We'll come back to the continuous schedule in a minute. The next option is frequency. Users will be able to choose a frequency, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, and so on, and also choose a time zone and the time they want the broadcast to go out. There is also an option to pick a failure notification and deliver to a certain user group, or in this case, administrators. Now let's go back to the two ways a broadcast can be delivered. It could be a continuous schedule, in which case the broadcast always goes out at the chosen frequency, or it could be tied to an alert. When it's tied to an alert, you will be able to give a condition to the broadcast, so the delivery is made only when that condition is met. You can give a condition to choose one or more rows to match the condition, or when the aggregated result set matches the condition. You will be able to choose the field and add a condition within the delivery rules, and when that condition is met, the broadcast automatically goes out. You will be able to send out exception-based reports based on the conditions created in this screen. Broadcasts thus help us automate the report delivery while also allowing the flexibility to identify exceptional reports. Let's now look into another Yellowfin feature, advanced queries construction. Before we explore the intricacies of constructing advanced queries, let's look into how advanced queries generation is automated in Yellowfin. The majority of business intelligence and analytics architectures at their core have a fundamental need for a data storage mechanism and a means to query that data. Traditionally, this querying process involved writing SQL statements. However, with the evolution of BI tools like Yellowfin, the need for users to manually write SQL has largely diminished. Yellowfin simplifies the process with a drag and drop interface, enabling end users to select fields they want to include in their reports. The application then translates these selections into SQL statements automatically, sending them to the data source for execution. Yellowfin offers a range of functionalities from building simple tabular reports to complex calculations, all achievable through its intuitive drag and drop interface. Even constructing advanced queries becomes accessible to users without SQL expertise by Yellowfin's report builder interface. With a solid understanding of your data structure, this feature can be easily utilized by any user, even those without technical expertise with minimal practice. To construct advanced queries in Yellowfin, you can combine multiple queries using subqueries, which may originate from one or more data sources. The main criteria for using subqueries is that both the main query and the subquery must share common fields for linkage. There are four different ways to link subqueries in Yellowfin: append, union, minus, and intersect. These methods provide various approaches to combining data and achieving desired results. Before we look at the demo of these features in the application, let's briefly overview each subquery type. The append subquery type adds an additional column from another dataset to the report. Union type incorporates additional rows from another dataset into the report. Minus identifies records present in the first dataset but not in the second. Intersect identifies records common between the two datasets. Keep an eye out for visual cues like blue highlights in the interface, which help in selecting the right subquery type for your needs. These features offer versatile ways to combine data effectively, catering to various analytical requirements. With that, let's now see how easy it is to create different subqueries in Yellowfin. In this video, we are going to explore how you can make advanced queries in Yellowfin by using subqueries. There are four types of subqueries you can use in your reports. They are append, union, minus, and intersect. We'll go through each of them in this video. For all the scenarios, we'll use the basic style, and I'll show how the advanced style is different at the end. Let's start with the first one, append. Append subquery type is used when you need to add an additional column on your report that requires filters different to the main query, or as we call in Yellowfin, the master query. We'll build a report to compare sales for 2 years. We'll start by building a master query for our report. We'll keep the report simple and add few basic fields. Let's add campaign to the layout, invoiced amount, and year to the filters. We'll apply a filter on year, and let's filter this query, this master query, to the current year sales. Let's rename the invoiced amount column to current year. To add sales for last year, we'll use the append subquery type. As you can see in the image here, append type allows you to add additional column into your main report, which is our master report. So select that option and click OK. We have two options. We can either do a left outer join or an inner join. I'm going to choose left outer join right now. Use the left outer join and add the fields that you want to link with the main report. I'm going to choose campaign, and let's add campaign from the subquery list to the layout, which is campaign again. Let's add year to the subquery filters. You can choose the name of the subquery here, but I'll keep it simple and leave it as default. And click on Save. Now, as you can see, we are on the subquery. Whatever is shown as highlighted is the subquery, and the master query fields are grayed out as it shows here on the background. Let's apply a filter on the subquery first. Choose the Append tab, go to Define, and filter this to the last year. So we have two filters. On the master query, we have applied a filter on the current year, and on the Append subquery, we have applied a filter on the last year. Close this. Now, since the new filter is still highlighted, which means that the fields that we see here on the left are from the subquery. Now let's add the invoiced amount again to the layout. Let's rename this to the last year. Close the window. We're still on the we're still on the subquery. So we have campaign, sales for last year, and sales for the current year, and sales for the last year. To test if their append query is working right, choose the year dimension and add it to the layout. So all of our last year sales are for 2023. Now let's do the same for the current year. In order to enable this fields from the current year, click on this master query on the top. So now you notice that the campaign and the current year are highlighted, whereas the last year sales and the last year dimension field are grayed out, which means we are right now on the main query. Now, before we add the year dimension, let's disable the drill down on the year dimension field. And let's add the year dimension from the master query to the layout. So as you can see, the highlighted fields are again from the master query. The year dimension 2024 is pertaining to the current year sales field, and the last year sales are reflected by 2023 column here. Using the append style subquery, we successfully created a report to compare sales for a campaign for current year and previous year. Now let us look at the next subquery type, which is union. We'll use the same main query. We'll just delete this append subquery type. Let's keep it simple. We have the campaign again and the current year sales. Union subquery type is used when you need to combine multiple fields into one column. In this example, we'll create a new category field to combine the sales and costs of a campaign into a single column. On the Ski Team tutorial view that we are using for the report, campaign sales and costs are available as two different metric fields. Before we configure the union subquery, let's create the category column. Click on the plus button here at the bottom of the screen. Give it a name category, and let's identify these as sales. Because as you recollect, we added the invoiced amount on the layout, so this represents the sales for this campaign. Let's add this to the layout. And the filter we are using is for the current year. So we have the sales for the campaign for the current year on the screen. Let's click the plus button and add a union subquery type. Select the radio button and click OK. So we need to map each of these fields from the master query to the subquery fields that we see here on the left. Before we start doing that, let's create the category field on the subquery too. Category, and let's name it as costs. So when we're mapping the fields, we're going to map campaign to campaign and category to category. So now when we are mapping the metric, remember we are merging two different metrics into a single column. So what we had on the master query are the sales. Now I'm going to add the costs of the campaign into the subquery fields. Our current master query is filtered to the current year. We need to do the same thing on our subquery too. So for that, I'm adding the year field into the subquery filter section. You can rename the subquery, but I'm going to keep it as the default for now and save it. So as you can see, we have costs and sales added into the subquery side into the subquery field. So both the data sets are merged, but we still need to apply the filter on the union subquery and filter the data to the current year. So click that, predefined to this year. So now the data is filtered in the master query and the subquery to the current year. And the data is now reflecting just for the current year. So using the union subquery, we combined two metrics into a single column and added a new category field to break them down. Let's move on to the next subquery type, which is minus. Let's clean up our master query before we do that. I'm going to remove the category. And let's also delete the union subquery type. We are back on the master query with campaign and current year sales with a filter on current year. A minus subquery is used when you want to identify the records in one data set that are not included in another data set. So the example here will show the campaigns that were active last year and that are not active this year. To do that, let's filter our main report to last year. Let's change the column name to last year. Click on the add subquery and select minus as a subquery type and click OK. For the filter, select campaign and the exclude section, select campaign again. We are filtering the records from the main query by campaign and the subquery by campaign also. And let's add the year to the subquery filter section. Because our main master query is filtered to the last year, we want to filter the subquery to the current year to find the result set of records that are included in the last year data, not included in the current year data. Click on save. Go to the advanced settings. Your master query is filtered to last year. Click on the minus or the subquery and define a filter. Our predefined filter, let's select this to this year. So as you see here, we've identified the campaigns that were performing in last year but have no sales in the current year. The last subquery type, which is intersect, identifies the records that are common between both the queries. So using this option, we'll be able to identify the campaigns that are common between the last year and data and the current year data. Let's configure that now. Let's first delete this minus subquery. We are back on the master query with the data filter to last year and campaign and last year sales. Click on this plus button, choose the intersect type, click OK. Choose the campaigns again in the drop downs because that's how we are relating or linking the data. I'm filtering the data from the master query to campaign and also matching that with the subquery to campaign again. Let's add the filter of for year in the subquery filter section and click save. Go to the advanced settings. Our master query is filtered to last year and our intersect query is filtered. Let's filter that to the current year. So now you see that on our screen, we are able to identify the campaigns that are common between the last year and also the current year. So those are the 4 different ways you can create subqueries in Yellowfin. As you saw, very easily we were able to link the subqueries and create advanced queries to support different scenarios. I'm deleting the intersect query right now. If you recollect, we created all the subqueries using the basic style. Advanced style will exactly be the same, but here you can choose different data sources or views compared to the main query. I hope this video provided basic knowledge of how to create advanced queries using subqueries in Yellowfin. As you saw, creating subqueries is very straightforward and simple in Yellowfin. This is one of the many ways Yellowfin simplifies the most complex requirements. That concludes the presentation for today. The information covered in the webinar, along with detailed instructions on implementing these features, can be found on Yellowfin Wiki. If you would like to get in touch or request a demo, please reach us out at the email address provided on the screen. If there are any questions, I can take them now. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the questions section so we can address them live. Okay, I don't see any questions coming through. There's one question. Is there any maximum memory limit for bookmark? There is not one as such. You can create as many bookmarks as supported. There is no limit that I'm aware of. Thanks for sending the question. Any other questions? Okay. If you're interested in if you're interested to see the entire product demo, feel free to send an email to the address that I've shown before, and we are happy to address any questions or items from your side. Thanks again for taking time to join with us today.